let me come up out of this. I got this come out later. Okay. Okay. Let me Instagram back in. Okay. Heads up, eyes open, and fist clench. Y'all know what this is, how we do this. Let's get locked and loaded for another episode of Freedom Our Radio here at Intellectual Radio. In the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history, y'all. Let's do what it do. Are we live here? Okay, now we live. Give y'all a few minutes to tap on in with us. We on Intellectual Radio. We on YouTube Live. We on Instagram, Blog Talk. So y'all can't take a pause for the calls. Open those front doors and back windows. Let them know that we are live and direct. Live and direct. Bring it on in. And we got a few callers. Callers, make sure you call in 929-477-3785. 929-477-3785 and press 1. Again, 929-477-3785 and press 1 to get in. Right on. Blessed to see y'all back in the building with us. That's what it is. Weekly program of the Black Panther Party Cubs. In the spirit of the Black Panther Party newspaper, they recognize the importance of information. In fact, the Black Panther Party line was, and we maintain that line, the information is raw material for new ideas. Again, information is raw material for new ideas. We're gonna go straight to some callers. Then we're going to touch on a few things. You know what I'm saying? Still got some battle fatigue on us. You will see it on me. I ain't going to go into too many details, but, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with some health situations, you know what I'm saying? I don't get too many details, but going to kind of explain me kind of backing up from what I refer to as one rib niggas. Well, that's a term I use, a one rib niggas. This it's a play off that Chris Rock character in that movie, I'm going to Get You Sucker, where he just was talking back and forth. How much is 10 ribs? How much is one rib? And a lot of people just engage in it, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I entertain it, but my stress level is impacting me to the point that you'll notice that's not here. I'm trying to kind of back away from some what I refer to as the one rib niggas. Chris Rock wasn't talking about buying nothing out that stove. A lot of people they're not talking about get involved in no struggle. They want to engage in a whole bunch of what Chairman Fred referred to as intellectual masturbation, bunch of wasting a bunch of time, and sometimes it can be utilized as a soundboard for other people who may get involved in struggle. But sometimes, a lot of cases want to engage in a bunch of back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna kick sand to the beach party. You dig? And like I say, it's to the point that you know what I'm saying. That's why I'm picking my moves. But that stress is, man, fucking me up physically. Real talk. Cheating Grant. His name Cheating Grant. You live in Maywood. Okay, right on. Well, come on back. We invite you to come on back to Chicago or Maywood. You know what I'm saying? August 30th, for the annual Chairman Fred Street Party. Come on back. Yeah. I think do some investigation. I think they say magnesium is good for the ulcers. I think I'm gonna check that out too. I think, but I check it out. Y'all let the word live. We not on stream, y'all. We are on YouTube Live, and they playing with the YouTube title. Was Chairman Fred Jr. But they got some other stuff added to it now. We fighting on. We gonna get that straightened out. Get that straightened out. Went through Harbor, Illinois. Okay. We look forward to seeing you August 30th. Yeah. Look forward to seeing you August 30th. A few things we're going to discuss. We'll have a few guests call in, a couple of guests come in the building with us. We're going to see where they at. But we're going to see in the meantime, between time. And after that, we're going to get to moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? Do what it do. Spirit of making history, taking history, taping history, y'all. We just came back. Knock on wood. First of all, let me extend revolutionary appreciations. Thanks, man. As I say it as the church say, the devil was busy on this annual trip to go see Chairman Fred down in Louisiana. The devil was definitely busy. Devil was definitely busy. But in contrast, God and the ancestors was busy too, man. You know what I'm saying? The people were busy. Um, man, we went through, literally through hell and high water, you know. And I really wanted to make this trip, you know. And we're gonna do it every year. But last year we didn't make it. We didn't make it last year, and I kind of felt the impact with me. I felt, for those who are not familiar with the trip to go down to see Chairman Fred's tombstone, Chairman Fred Hampton Sr., who's buried in Haynesville, Louisiana, not that far from Shreveport, Louisiana. And he's buried up in the backwoods. And we talk, I don't know if everyone's familiar, kind of put it in context, where he's buried at. Law enforcement annually shoot his tombstone up every year. Again, law enforcement annually shoot his tombstone up, every year. And, we have an annual pilgrimage, what I'm saying, a trip to go down and check on Chairman Fred. Approximately 3 or 4 years ago, we came to get concluded with putting out not a bulletproof covering, but like a casing that you can still see through it. Because we think it's imperative that kind of like the Emmett Till tactic, the world see, what's occurring. You know what I'm saying? And a point of note also, Marco Emmett Till was murdered at Monday, Mississippi. That sign is shot up. You know, some people say it's about, plain white nationalists, whatever the case. But this, I'm pointing this out for a number of reasons that these, whether it be the state directly, the police, or the its benefactors, you know what I'm saying, the Klan or white racists, whatever the case may be, they don't need any flyers or reminders. They know the significance of these dynamics. But the law enforcement, the state directly, again, that's who shoot the tombstone of Chairman Fred Hampton. We made it down there this time. I mean, it was against a lot of contested conditions. I still got red clay dirt stuck all on my boots, and people, what I'm saying, man, comrades in the community came together. Went through a lot of stuff. I want y'all remember these jokers' names. I'm about to mention Chicago Vans. They're not even in Chicago. They outside Chicago, but the name was Chicago Van. We get a number 2. We're gonna do some call-ins on them. You know what I'm saying? Because these jokers, man, they did some bold stunts with us. I mean, everything from openly admitting they giving us a van is not up to par. Tires, being balls, so on and so forth, and to going to the point that even with the van being we went in Louisiana and Arkansas, I think it was Arkansas. We got Mother Comrade, we got other elders, people disabled, children, man. These hick towns, they literally cut the van off with this, they call it low jack. You know what I'm saying? Cut no power to the van, and they pulled these controls. We said, man, the starter went bad. What's going on? After a few minutes, so we got to get the reality check that these jokes from Chicago Vans, again, we're gonna put their numbers out there too. We're gonna call in. We're gonna make them infamous. Now, again, not famous, but infamous. They're basically famous in a bad way. So you know what I'm saying. And these jokers they call, "We all going, y'all." Listen, we made that clear. Y'all, in fact, on their contract it said, if we go past 10,000 miles, the oil change is on us. So we ain't talking about you going nowhere near that. But you recognize this van basically is a Sprinter. It's supposed to be like for travel, and distances. And so we went through a lot. I'm telling you, man, a lot of issues with that, man. And so definitely, I'm saying, we feel the response of the people, do some call-ins and all that to these jokers. So real talk. So we through all them contradictions, and then we made it down there. Shout out to all the forces that was there that received us, aided us. Excuse me, the people are your best security. And the pictures don't do it justice. I just see my brother Stephen W. Lynn just popped in. This force, man, knock on wood, hey, you can count on him. I don't care what's the case. You know what I'm saying? Rain, sleet, or snow. He on deck. You know what I'm saying? So that was a phenomenal energy. You know what I'm saying? Give out love to the sister too. And they came down. So the trip was inspirational. And we want for number. It's a lot of, in fact, it's a lot of discussion about fatherhood. A lot of discussion going on right now. In fact, about Tupac's biological father. We want to talk about that. Your thoughts on that? You know what I'm saying? And politics of how in the black community how fathers are viewed. You know what I'm saying? And humanity in general, politics of the state. Do we have any callers in queue on that end? No callers in queue. Okay, forgive me. No callers in queue. Y'all again have to get 929-477-3785, then press 1. 929-477-3785, then press 1. I'm gonna go right into this here. I really wanted some coffee too, but I was kind of hesitant. I don't know how coffee works. Namesake, I see you in the building. Again, I guess a few calls calling in with some other cases. We expect them to call in too. On the cover of the flyer today, we make a brief mention of politics. Excuse me, y'all. We just got back in nonstop, so I'm still kind of sluggish. Politics of fatherhood, and I'm saying we try to struggle to give a political assessment to a community in particular that's bombarded with reactionary assessments. You know what I'm saying? Or told to take always assess reactionary. What I mean by that is, this is one cat. I'm using, not to put him on. I'm just using, we saw the different dynamics, like this gender contradiction, men and women. And he's talking about how subjective. It was very subjective assessments, and I was saying the reality is that politics impacts everything, and I look at situations, I look at people, and I can see them and imagine, like with the politics as opposed to politics and politics, and it brings out or heightens certain things that may be dormant, or it can check like a certain, even characteristics, or the overall, it comes down to the basic survival. Basically politics is food, clothing, and shelter, and survival. The distribution of those, how you get it, if you get it, is political. How you view a person that gives it to you is political. The Black Panther Party position was that in the party rules, you would never just steal one piece of thread from the people. You steal one piece of needle or thread from the people. That liberating from the ruling class, from the oppressive forces in our communities, that's a different discussion. So you'd be distinguished, liberating from stealing. That's political. And I was back to the case. A point I was struggling with this brother once, and who I can feel that also kick in just by me flashback. Think about this struggle with this cat. I'm working on it. I'm picking my moves, so I struggle with. And I was saying, you really, like you like the different times, like a war between and within the black community. You know what I'm saying? Young and old, but in particular, like men and women. And you never hear no assessment of the state. Never. You never hear that. And a couple of things that the state does is they elevate and they provide the most corrupt examples of black men and black women, and and it creates disdain, similar to like how they have a lot of people in North America have disdain for those from Africa. The ones they will give you, the ones they will show you, you're like, man, I'm cool with them. But but it's intentional with people you come into contact with, and even relationships. The politics of it. Childhood, and a lot of people say no, they assess it subjectively, like this person's like this, simply because they're Aquarius or Virgo, whatever the case may be. Negating the politics. In fact, I recall even people like Wendy Williams had said something to the effect, like she said she could understand how Ludacris, the rapper Ludacris, and Dwayne Wade, the basketball, how they were both able to just get their children. And these children, weren't even walking. And I said, what do you mean by that? She was acknowledging. She said, how could a man, it's a whole nother discussion with somebody, you know what I'm saying? But how could black men, that's ironic. It's something that that they were able to get the children. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially in this period, they haven't been breastfed, none of this shit. And the reality is political. Who they give, who they raise up, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes the ruling class themselves have to tell you this is how it goes. How you view, is a movie I recommended earlier to my cousin called Claudine. It tells us the politic of, you know what I'm saying, welfare and other social services the state provided, where you can't, a man can't be in the household. And these may be laws that you may see, or, you know what I'm saying, you may say, okay, we're going to do this for a week or two, just get some more bologna, stack them on our food, that you go, you know what I'm saying, when the social worker come into the house, they don't see you. But after a while, you become accustomed to it, it becomes contagious. You follow what I'm saying? It becomes contagious. Think about yourself, how many times in your life you say, I'm just going to do this just for a few days. And for how, you know what I'm saying, how normal it became to you. In fact, like in Brazil, movie in Brazil, out of Brazil, entitled The City of Gods. And the young brother got to go on stick-ups, and he had on stick-ups, he say, this he referred to, he say, hey man, you sure you want to do this? He said, yeah. He said, after the third time, it becomes routine. It becomes routine. And the state, a system, don't take this as no attack on any of our people, the recipients of, welfare, whatever the case may be. But to lay out the background, the politics of the state knows that, again, the mindset that comes with it, you know what I'm saying? Because politics, not electoral politics. Again, how you receive food, how you receive corporate America, the hunters in the woods, you know what I'm saying, the killing of the bucks, the elk, you know what I'm saying, the elks, you know what I'm saying, and it's how men are viewed, and I think you can fall. It's a politics to it. I just tell you, like, I had a discussion with a brother, even with animals. I happen to have the female dog in this case. The Hampton House Hound, a brother brought, you know what I'm saying, a male dog through there, they had bred, and I had to catch myself because he was calling me. I said, some of the puppies survived. And I was kind of not dismissive about giving him updates. I had to remind him. I said, man, because even technically in dog breeding, they said, like, the male dog gets the boy, the pick of the litter, and that's it. You can forget that, you know what I'm saying, now you got the female dog, you know what I'm saying, doing the breast milk. You can forget the importance of the male dog. And a lot of times in our communities, in our families, you see such dynamics. But, but you can really, the ruling class, they look at and they can study the impact of people who've been deprived of that, just that feeling. I talked about before, like even myself, how I would try to hold my hands down when I spoke. But after seeing Chairman Fred speak and how he moved, it was a pride I took amongst how I moved my hands. And, you need those different dynamics, not that, it's embarrassing being oppressed. It's so embarrassing to the point that we try to jive ourselves, we try to, make do, we adapt, saying, well, what is what I do? On the jails, they would use a term called dream sandwiches. Like, police will bring you food. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? We adapt. So I'm eating a dream sandwich. You make, you know what I'm saying? Like in our communities, with the snatching up in a certain period of time with just the black men, you hear certain responses. You know what I'm saying? Well, my mother's my mother. My mother's my mother and my father. It's biologically impossible. It doesn't make no logical sense. But this type of thought mindset, you know what I'm saying, peerless and breeze. And you can, I'm drawing the correlation with animals. I look at a boy dog, a boy puppy. That first, even how they use the bathroom. You take for granted a person or animal, like he knows. This male puppy has to see male, you know what I'm saying? Through process, say, hold on, this ain't how I use the washroom, you know what I'm saying? And these, like in our communities, they even go out to have, as some period of time, to have, others in the community to be say, hey, no, this how men deal with situations, But our communities have been so destabilized. It's intentional that options are few for, for those examples. We live and direct on Fremont Radio, y'all. Making this, taking this, taking this. Y'all feel free to tap in with us, y'all. 929-477-37. If Fremont's come around. What's that? My dad called him. Voice sounds. Right on. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Fremont, welcome to Fremont Radio.
Yes, Marquell Bridges, president of Black Lives Matter Mississippi, and building bridges for community unity and progress. How you doing, Chairman?
Oh man, I'm well in the scene. We look forward to seeing you this past Father's Day down in Louisiana.
Man, my apologies. Everything that could went wrong.
Man, we can dig it.
That's all.
Yeah, we can. I definitely understand, brother. You know what I'm saying? No, this to hear your voice. You're still safe. You're still on the side of the dirt. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to hear. But man, I said in church, the devil was busy on this past weekend. It was just, everything was stopping, man. But I'm glad to hear your voice. What's happening, brother? We made it down now, but we gonna go ahead.
We're in Farmerville, Louisiana, for the Ronald Green case. Pre-trial, they indicted all 5 officers. So I'm down here trying to rally the community, get them out.
Won't you give our listeners a little background on Ronald Green case, just in case bring back up to speed.
Got you. Ronald Green was traveling through Farmerville, Louisiana. He was stopped by 5 white Louisiana state troopers who had sent out texts that it was N-word night. I don't know if we can say it over the air.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
That it was nigger night, and they was hunting black people. They pulled Ronald Green over, and they beat, tased, and murdered him. For a year and a half, they told the family that he died in a car wreck. It wasn't until a black officer who released the video, which has been terminated, that the family found out the truth that the 5 white officers, in fact, murdered him viciously.
I remember that video. I recall that video. And this again, y'all. Ronald Green, Louisiana. What happened to him to the police down there in Louisiana? The video footage. When you hear people say about the Civil War, the South will rise again. Our question is, shit, when did the South ever fall? And it beat this brother, man, so bad, man. I mean, I'm in flashbacks, just seeing the footage of it. But I'm glad our brother Marquell bring us to speed the touchdown there. And again, what's the court date now happening?
Final point before they actually pick the jury and go into trial. They just organize the motions, the defense is doing what they do, being evil, trying to find ways to dismiss the indictment. Talking about what his initial statement incriminated itself. So basically an admission of guilt, but just trying to wiggle out of it. But all 5, it's the first time since 1812, since the state was founded, that any officer has been charged with killing anyone. So it's a very historic case, and that's why we hear this family needs support all around the board and secure these convictions.
How far? What side of the boot? What side of the boot? Oh, northern South Louisiana, Farmville on.
He's about 30 to 40 minutes from Monroe.
Oh, wow. That's down there where we just came from.
It is.
Monroe is not too far from Monroe. With just the FYI too, you know what I'm saying? With a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Company Minister UEP Newton, man, Geronimo, a whole list of people came from down there. I forgot who else. Norman Richard, he'll come in, he'll call in and let us know the whole history. But Monroe, all that's the area of Mendon, Haynesville, Shreveport, that's on the other side of the boot as opposed to New Orleans, Baton Rouge, all this, so all that's in the same side of the boot. They call, Louisiana designed like a boot. Yeah.
That's what they call the other side of the boot.
The other side, right. That's all that's in the same area. Yeah, Mendon, yeah. Wow. We just yeah. Oh man, that's Friday, huh?
Yeah, that's Friday. So we up here trying to rally the community, get them out, gonna cook for the community, just anything to bring them out to support this family.
Right on.
We're dealing with my support assaulted by 6 white officers. They broke into his house, cuffed him, beat him, tased him. They tased him over 30 times, waterboarded him with the milk and the alcohol in the cabinet, sexually assaulted him with dildos, and then put the gun in his mouth and shot him in the head, in the mouth before they left. He survived.
No, man, repeat. Listen up on this again. I'm moving so, man. I remember vaguely. You know, man, you can't never get used to this stuff, man. Listen again, okay. Our brother putting us in tune with the case down in Ronald Green, and that footage may be hard to find, but you got to see this beating with him. Now, this going down Friday in Farmville or Farm, the exact location. But listen to this other case. I said it again.
Michael Corey Jenkins, Rankin County. He was at his friend's house. 6 white officers, task force, kicking the door, no warrant.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Type them names in from somebody on these social medias, on these YouTube. So I need that Ronald Green. That's in Louisiana. That's what part of Louisiana? Say it again. Farmerville. Like farm, like growing a crop farm, Farmerville. Farmerville. That's in Court Friday. Then I need y'all put that up. Then we got hit. Okay, now, and where in Mississippi? What part of Mississippi? Michael Corey Jenkins. Michael Corey Jenkins. Jenkins. Type it up. Google it, somebody else while we talking. While our brother giving us an update on this case. Michael Corey Jenkins.
He was at a friend's house. His friend happened to date a white woman. So the 6 white officers was mad about that. They were a part of a drug task force. They come in, kick in the door with no warrant, put both men in handcuffs, beat, tase. They tased them over 30 times by their own redacted report that they turned over to the attorney. They tased them over 30 times, trying to see whose taser was the strongest. Beat them, kicked them, threw eggs at them, waterboarded them with the milk in the refrigerator and the bottles of liquor in the cabinet, sexually assaulted them with dildos, and before they left, they made them shower together. And before they left, they put the gun, kneeled him down, put the gun in Michael Corey Jenkins' mouth, and shot him. But he survived, thank God.
Made him shout.
A $400 million lawsuit. Rankin County, Mississippi.
Rankin County, Mississippi. I'm gonna say this again. Rankin County, Mississippi. What part? What part was city, Mississippi?
It's Braxton. It's right by Jackson. 10 minutes from Jackson.
10 minutes from Jackson, Mississippi. To my Braxton. Now, if I didn't know my history, I would be like, I don't know. I can't. You know, you just got to be some movie script or something. This goes down. This is happening. You dig?
Yes, sir.
This is happening.
Yeah, I'm happy pulling it up so you can see it.
Man, this is happening.
So,
go ahead, bro.
I was the first one to speak about that. The family reached out to me. This is part of the work I do in Mississippi. But they beat him, tased him, and shot him in the mouth. So we're fighting for him against the Rankin County Sheriff's Department. And these same 2 officers, 2 of the white officers was on the scene, is also responsible for the 2021 murder of Damian Cameron.
How many of y'all knew? How many of us knew? How many of y'all knew these names? These names right here. These names right here. Man. I mean, this right now. That's happening. Spell his last name. This happening. You see it.
Cameron. Damian Cameron.
Damian Cameron.
In front of his mother. And two of the white officers who did this to Michael Jenkins did kill Damian Cameron. So if they would have been stopped then, they wouldn't have been able to come to
Man, you can't make this up.
Michael.
Man, dig this here, man.
Yes, sir.
Damian Cameron, 2 of the same things that get on. Can't keep up with these damn names, man. This man. What was the other brother name? The one that they shot in the mouth and Michael Jenkins. 2 of the people that get on him, these corrupt criminals, you dig? Michael Jenkins. 2 of the people that get on him, these corrupt criminals, you dig? You know what I'm saying? Running the muck. You know what I'm saying? Running the muck.
Yeah.
We need some websites to go to. Say it again.
Rasheen Carter case.
Yes, yeah.
Lynched in Taylorsville, Mississippi.
Take all of this. See, we
Rasheen
got connected
Carter.
this south, this north, east, and west all up. This is I know about this kid. We know about this kid. We went on the ground about this case. Bring our listeners up to speed on this case.
Yeah. Rasheen Carter was working out of town. He was a college graduate, successful business owner. He was a welder, went to school for welding. He was welding, working for a place called Georgia Pacific in Taylorsville, Mississippi, subcontracted. He gets into it with his ride. His ride tell him he no longer can ride with him. They were staying in Laurel, traveling to Taylorsville, working. Laurel, Mississippi, traveling to Taylorsville, Mississippi, working. And he left walking. So that day he left the job walking. 3 trucks full of racist white men began to attack him and throw racial slurs. He FaceTimed his mom. His mom instructed him to go to police department. The police turned him away on October 2nd, said they couldn't help him and they couldn't take him to his room. He goes missing. His body was found November 2nd, decapitated with his genitals in his mouth. They're still finding body parts of him. And where they find him, they finding body parts of other people. So it's looking at like some kind of Klan killing field in Taylorsville, Mississippi. Definitely can't make this up.
Yeah, make sure we got tighten up our relationship too, brother. Like you like our south correspondence or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, because we want to make sure we hit every nook and cranny of this country in particular. You know what's going down? Because a lot of people can get caught up and forget. You know what I'm saying? Like people talking about the Juneteenth shit, the motherfucker free. This just happened. This recent history. This happened in recent history. You know what I'm saying? Man.
This is all 2022. This is all November, December 2022, and Michael Jenkins happened in 2023. Adrian Murray happened in 2023. 11-year-old boy. His mom. Some guy pops up at the house acting a fool.
Yeah.
His mom slips 11-year-old Adrian Murray the phone.
Right.
To call the police.
Yeah.
Call the police. The hero. Police pull up and shot him.
Shot him 3 times in the chest. 11-year-old brother. 11-year-old.
Yeah.
All these cases, man, the South, man, you know what I'm saying? This is happening right now. And you know what I'm saying? And all we get is the South is, rap battles going on. We being knocked off, y'all. We get, you know what I'm saying, the South, Northeast, we getting knocked off, man.
It never stopped, as you say. It never stopped. It's definitely still an attack on black life. And just to be honest, it's gotten worse.
I can dig it.
They got more. But in all these cases, in Mississippi, the first 6 months of 2022, there were 27 officer-involved shootings. All 27 cases with no bill. So this is deeper than just the police. We're
Real talk.
About the coroner, the DA, everybody is helping cover this up and denying black people justice. Yeah.
Real talk. Real talk. I need some websites and some contact too, my brother.
Gotcha. I'll send you everything I have over. And the last one before I get off.
Yeah.
Clarksdale, Mississippi, a 15-year-old black boy was dating the daughter of an ex-cop.
Oh shit.
He went over to see the little girl, not knowing her.
Here we go.
Racist. The father pulls up and kills him. The father is still not arrested or anything.
How old was this brother? And what's his name? What's the brother's name?
He was 15 years old, and his name is Cornelius McGee.
Man. Where's Marlon Gaye make you in the hollow? We need.
This is 2023, 2022. So don't think this is all this that happened forever. No, this just happened, and I can give you the forever ago cases that nobody seems to care about. You know, this selective outrage that we have. You know, when you look at the Ronald Green case, that's 2019. They held him down and choked him with a flashlight for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, we got to quit this selective outrage.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. Well said. Well said. Well said. Well, man, we on deck with this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Black Panther Party Club, we rolling, man. solidarity, man, on these moves. So let's get the information, who the power players is in every respective ward or whatever county they got. We want to make sure that they hear us in the city council, the rap concerts, the football stadiums. You know what I'm saying? We want to be like a reverb effect. You know what I'm saying? About these different respective their cases. Man, we live direct, y'all. I mean, y'all just heard some hard HARD, hitting updates about what what's happening down in that South, man. So you know what I'm saying? Again, I know we can't want to say Juneteenth on the whole, we be idealistic. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can always be partying, but hey, man, it's still going down. Real talk, it's still going down. Still going down.
And the last case I believe is Glenn Foster Jr. Glenn Foster Jr. is
Yeah.
a former Saints player, business owner, father of five little girls. Also part of awesome businessman. He was simply traveling through Carrollton, Alabama when he was stopped. They arrested him, beat him, tased him to death, killed him in the jail. Said they released him, then re-arrested him, tried to say he was stealing, but they never released him. And that was the last time he was seen alive by his family. His name is Glenn Foster Jr.
Glenn Foster Jr. I need that state, that county where that happened at. We need flood. And I got some assignments about this Chicago van. Want to call us and that. I need the people some unlimited phone calls. People say like, hey, boy, don't say that like going out if it's too hot outside. Man, all these people work these social medias. What happened to put a name up there? You know what I'm saying? In the state and the county. You know what I'm saying? You might feel like you don't get the time, energy. We want this stuff discussed, real talk, and real sort of weight.
Yes, sir. That's Glenn Foster Jr., Carrollton, Alabama, former Saints player.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter what class of life you was in. It doesn't matter what the job was or how you acted. They kill you because you pay.
Man, real talk, real talk, real talk. People's pain.
Honored Chairman,
Go ahead, my brother.
brother, I apologize. I was honored to even be invited to spend Father's Day with you at the Grace Heights. So I just want to extend my sincerest apologies. If I give my word, I like to keep it. But
Yes, sir.
Devil was definitely busy. Definitely busy. So I
Yes,
plan on making that to you and support you however I can.
yes, indeed. Well, we want to invite you to come on August 30th for the Chairman Fred Street Party. August 30th, I'm gonna get the list of events there for you. We do an annual trip down in to the grave site, man. And believe me, I know we went through it, man. Like I said, we went through. I'm still drained from the stuff we went through, and man, I'm talking, man. And I just, man, the toll it takes up to that. That South, man. Oof, like I say, people. Um, just the cases you mentioned, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just a psychological impact. You talk about chattel slavery. We ride through at night. You know what I'm saying? The trees. You just think about, not that long ago. The struggles. You know what I'm saying? Our people, dealt with. So making the moves, escaping, and so on and so forth, man. But no, we appreciate you. I'm gonna get down there and speak to them children that you working with down there. We're gonna make that happen. But we want to start connecting these, north, south, east, and west. So August 30th is coming up, and also every we're gonna make that trek on Father's Day, that trek down there, man. Start caravan real deep, real deep. So no, we appreciate you, bro. Yeah, August 30th, yep. And we definitely not gonna charge it to the heart, man. You know what I'm saying? The missing, like I said, man, we seen you on the battlefield before, brother. So yeah, we on deck, no doubt.
All right.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
Love you more for your mom. Let people know tap and keep us updated. That was so needed, man. Cause a lot of times we can get caught in our subjective situation, like, damn, it's fucked up in Chicago. Man, I'm so sick of this shit going on in Cleveland. Man, the police fucking us over in Philadelphia. We gotta make connect these dots, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is the, because one of the setbacks of subjectivity is like, okay, well, man, I'm gonna move, and we hear certain things like, and the brain on its own could dismiss certain things, but then add to that the state, the politics. You know what I'm saying? What brain is affected by the politics? You would say the South. Oh yeah, man, I love down the South, man. The food good. Oh man, you get out there, that fresh grass, and smelling trees, man, just that freedom, and you could negate all these cases the brother just ran down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, going up in this man's house, I'm talking about, man, these jokers. I'm talking about cut, man, shoot him in the mouth, man. All man, do all type of sexual rape activities on them, man. And these I mean, they on running amok. They going from county to county, state to state, like plantation owner to plantation owner. So this dynamic needs to be acknowledged, man. And again, so we hear about certain. Oh man, you come. What city you live in? Oh, that's who the still you play. Oh, what's your favorite football team? We talk. We talk these cities. We talk about these different locations, like negating. I tell you, I'm so man. My first mindset, even if I think about moving somewhere, I always I hear New Orleans. I thought, okay, I hear my place in Louisiana. My first mindset go, okay, man. You get locked up, you go to Angola. You know what I'm saying? That's how my mind. I mean, I hate that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's to be burdened with that, man. But like I say, man, the reality of the American dream. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hear certain things, and you can dismiss the underbelly of the reality of that goes with the history. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You just can't talk about the good stuff piece and who Michael Jordan played. You know, you talk about the different. I talk about the dynamics that how they attacked Derrick Rose who played for the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? You know, the gangster tactics. This machine tried to run down on him. Like how they tell these athletes who they got to donate to, and you know what I'm saying? The machine politics of it. Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? The battles that even Mike Africa Jr. just went through recently to get the house, which on Osage Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Different people, they told him, the realtor said, and they said, man, they answer to anybody except him. But you got it, but at the same time, that history, you know what I'm saying, never forgotten the conditions that, when me Abu Jamal is here account. This is in, I tell you, can look at certain cities. We talking about Boston the other day, and I said, the blatant racism in Boston. I think we reflected. Like you hear about like who was your, you say even sports. You know what I'm saying? Automatically, you know what I'm saying? Your Larry Bird or even the street element. Whitey Bulger, and these are different dynamics, man. Place to place that people got to acknowledge. I just heard on the radio a minute ago. I was hearing this brother. This is no slight on this brother. They talking about this farmers market they got going on in west suburbs. And he was describing it, and it sounds so good. He said how the fruits and vegetables. I'm listening. I said, man, that's really nice. He said, ain't nothing like this. It's on the radio. He's describing you come out there, Saturday and Sunday. He said, man, and I kind of get defensive a lot of times because it's like when people say stuff to the people, there's one guy he talked about health, and I acknowledge that there's a lot of health conditions and contradictions we have in our community. But this guy was he was an arrogance. He would say I hate when people talk about our situations and dismiss or don't dismiss or don't even know what we going through. We just you don't take into account food deserts. You don't take into account the politics. You go I was talking to my cousin Rachel, and I said, what do they do in y'all fast food restaurants? You know what I'm saying? And and she said, what you mean? I said, like, in Chicago, that lemon pepper is like, I said, I be concerned about this shit. It's like automatically on the chicken, fish. You go any look, foreign merchant store, you throw lemon pepper on it. I be kind of concerned when somebody give us excess of something that, without no extra charge or something, they just throw it on there. And she said, they got this thing called, it's a seasoning. And before you know it, you adapt to it, it become normal. You know what I'm saying? It be, like in Chicago, this thing called mild sauce. We don't really know what's in mild sauce. You know what I'm saying? And we adapt to it. We be like, yeah, we brag about it. We take it on like, yeah, motherfucker, we the only one got it. You know what I'm saying? And, you look at 40 ounces. Like, yeah, white people don't get no 40 ounces. And you find out later on through history, like, The 40 ounce, even the way like Dale Jones and the experiments, they talked about this, like the 40 ounce, the way the bottle was designed. It's not the white people. You got the white people's parties. The college students, they have these kegs, beer kegs. You like, oh, them goofies got kegs, but it's a reason to the kegs. The kegs, the beer is open where the beer can breathe. The 40 ounce, the mouth of it is like it's closed real tight, and the malt is stuck on it. And you thinking that's like, yeah, malt, that's some cool shit. But the malt is like the chitlins. It's supposed to be thrown away of the beer. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff that we don't know why it's there. We just be picking up at the yeah. So cuz tell me about the chicken crack. I said, damn, what's that? That's a big seed they got up in there. And so it's different dynamics in our community. People attack us. And I don't know, like I say, I don't and taking like it's easy to attack us, say, well, you should be doing this, you shouldn't be eating this, or that sounds real good for a person that's not in our community. So they got what's the closest thing to you? You got to take it to you. What block you can go on and what's open. That's the reality of the world. So back to the case in hand today. So dude was saying, yeah, we doing this ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't eat right and come on to this farmer's market, and had me to the point of feeling guilty. Like, what I'm saying? The produce, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to beat myself up. And while he talking, and he really was like saying, like, we commit like suicide, like we doing this to ourselves. And this the type of groceries produce we need to be getting at this place that they got going on. And while I'm about to jump off the bridge, I feel so bad. Like, yeah, I ain't shit. We ain't shit. He said the produce, the thing is in Forest Park. I said, I'll be damned. Here we go. This Forest Park, this one I just got pulled over at. This one of them sundown towns. See, any discussion you have, and you negate. A lot of people say, I don't want to know about that stuff. See, the Panther Party and the Panther politics, it acknowledges that. A lot of people come through, they don't acknowledge, and they can go through certain periods of their life. And that, man, it's people who I done met, man, unbeknownst to me. I done met people that they were saying they was revolutionary with the Panther Party. Had no, I mean, they don't even talk. It's not even known. They come into a conversation, a relationship. They come, man, a school, not even taking into account nothing about no state, none of that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's alluring. I be like, damn, how would it feel to just go through that shit? It's ignorance abyss. Imagine that shit. Imagine you just can be, just, you know what I'm saying, can talk about just going to certain cities and never thinking about, you know what I'm saying, what happens if you get pulled over, what it's like, you know what I'm saying? And you people talk about when they going abroad, different countries. Motherfuckers like, oh, hold on, man, hold on, see how they get down. You in Russia, do they lock you up? See, motherfuckers, this stuff. See, yes, you can just, where you going? Oh, we going to Mexico, you know what I'm saying, for vacation. You see motherfuckers not to, oh, hold on, man, it's shit going on with the cartel now. White people still be like arrogant, like the comedians had they be doing with sharks and shit. They be, you know what I'm saying. They be like the horror movies. They say they be out there like, well, fuck Jason, fuck Freddy. You know what I'm saying? No, this camp is closed. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, we going there. And that's sometimes that's a luxury, like you're saying, that so it's a race privilege that a lot of people can have. But I tell you, they make a joke about the black community. Black people like, oh, fuck that shit. You go buy a house, you hear a little creaking noise, like, man, it's haunted. You in certain places, you like, no, we're not going to travel over there. You know what I'm saying? This was going down over there. And in some communities, in the ruling class, Dr. Lingo, and to hit directly in the face, like, what? You know what I'm saying? Because the arrogance, like, what? The moose attacking the sharks, and like, this they area, but at an arrogance, you can come through, and the world adjusts. If you white, the world adjusts to you. You know what I'm saying? You can say, sharks been breeding right here for years. A lot of white people are like, well, I got me a new boat. You know what I'm saying? My children, they're after college now. My wife, we divorced, got another relationship, and I want to go snorkeling. You like what you talking about objective cases about the question of power. They, you know what I'm saying? Just them say they want to go snorkeling. All of a sudden, some new laws pop in. You know, some new movies come in. Sharks are bad. So next you know, man, it's attack. So next you know, sharks start breeding. You know what I'm saying? They coming through hitting the male sharks. The different. So you say, man, so they can power can do that. But when you oppressed, when you colonized, it's a different viewpoint. You have to look at, you know what I'm saying? You looking, you move like in Chicago, like all them children they go on to Iowa, blah. Oh, you like, well, maybe because they like the weather. No, motherfucker, it's certain situations and benefits coming down. They say, okay, man, housing, Section 8, so. And you get there, when you get to the Wisconsin, then you get a reality check. Say, oh, they call it motherfucker white Wisconsin. I see why it's white Wisconsin. You can get the women get the benefits at the expense of men being locked up in a county jail. You never see them no more. You say, oh, so now you gotta make sure you say, whoa, now do I rather get the more cheese and milk? Dude get locked up? How does shit go? You know what I'm saying? So that's the different mindset. So it's important that we have these discussions. When you hear about Alabama, the brothers gave you a layout just now, 4 or 5 different states. Other people go in and say, man, how the weather. There's a time period they call it the Green Book and different, like when you can stop it. You know, so your parents they driving down south. Like, why my grandma got a buck in the car? Ain't no stopping, ain't no pull over, ain't no pissing and shit. No, you doing they put on the road. You know what I'm saying? You hit the bucket. These are aspects of being colonized. You know what I'm saying? In certain periods, and certain people. They never went through they did a study on LL Cool J and Puffy Combs and them. They couldn't find no slave lineage in their family nowhere. That don't mean slavery wasn't existing because everybody was slaves. You know what I'm saying? And some that was enslaved. And there was some that was, you know what I'm saying, that was up with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Different contradictions, y'all. We live in the record free on my radio, the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history live in the rec. Their calling numbers 929-477-3785 and press 1. Got any callers in queue? Callers, press 1. 929-477-3785. Press 1. I'm getting a Chicago van number out. We finna expose these criminals. They not even in Chicago. They call it a Chicago van company. Man, these jokers, man, realize this bogus ass van. Cut that tracking thing, cut the van off on us. We down there, man, Arkansas, some damn well, stuck by some pig farms, and pig farm literally and politically. Stuck. 90-some degrees, mother comrade, everybody down there, stuck. Children, everybody stuck. You know, we gotta do some call-ins, get the low jack, whatever they had. You know what I'm saying? Cut back on. But I'm gonna give that number, Sister Comrades, the Chicago van, and we're gonna post that number up there. You know what I'm saying? Let them know the people heard about the horrible service. They've been, you know, the racism and horrible service they've been having. You know what I'm saying? And on a review, they go to their websites, reviews. Let them know the blatant racism, horrible service. Chicago Van Company. I'm gonna make sure I get the exact number. Make sure I go to the exact website. I don't use the wrong one. You don't want to get a credit to the wrong people. We're gonna make that before we close out. That book is kind of hard to find too right now. And I'm kind of hesitant too because that book the book up on Madison down on 75th Street at a certain period of time. I utilize it. I got to keep my guards up with it now because it's like a double-edged sword. See, it's like you got to keep in context with like certain information. It's like the coca leaf. The coca leaf in Afghanistan, what the people use is one situation. Once the white people, once the ruling class got their hands on it, put their chemicals on it, they crack and say, oh, we say, man, what that coca? Oh, I don't recommend. You know what I'm saying? Be careful with that now. It's some crack makers been trying to flip the book in their interest now, so you be real careful with that book now. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta see the politics. You gotta be on the pivot too. You just can't rest on your laws. Oh, this is a good thing. It's good. Just like you get some clothes. You get some clothes. You say, oh, that was a shop. What period of time? Or who was it? And there's certain things that are consistent. Like certain people you see, certain people you can call. You say, man, I knew you were gonna be solid still. Certain people you can like in that movie Heat. Heat. The De Niro pulled up on my man working in the fast food restaurant. They ain't seen each other in years. Hey man, got a mission going down. He knew dude was gonna make dude was solid. Certain people you get called, man, I see how what relationship, what type of, who he dealing with in relationship, where he at now, what's the back, how is it moving? Certain books you got, certain people, okay, what period of time, what's going on, the climate, check the temperature. So yeah, I'm gonna be real careful with that right now. I keep you abreast, keep you posted though. Yeah. It's like movies and stuff. You gotta be man, who because they can take certain dynamics. The Bible, the Bible. It's certain times you say, man, you might say, man, Revelations chapter 1, verse 14. He's describing Prophet Jesus, man, feet hair like wool, feet like bronze. Ooh, that's some inspiring shit, man. I can relate to that. Then you gotta be careful. You say, man, you someone on a plantation or penitentiary. White man bring the Bible in to you, get the swift word, like, yeah, man, honor thy master. You like, man, hold on. What verse is this? Yeah, man, God said, who at the bam. You say, hold on, this is you gotta be real careful, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes motherfucker can flip the script on you, I appreciate that, no doubt. Just, man, stick with us, man, stay avid, tuning in to Freedom on Radio. I hope you watch Judas and the Black Messiah. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get some. We get that put up in text form. You know, since we got some more stuff coming. But I'm gonna still check on that for you to get that. You know what I'm saying? Because even we have some book discussion. You got any questions? I would like about that book and other books. We can have some dialogue about it. We say the enemy will use your words against you. That's what I'm saying. The politics. You know what I'm saying? Like especially when you colonize. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you under attack. That's why people like even like whether ain't nothing all good and all bad. It's social media so peace and love, freedom all. It's ironic you just tapped in. I was just thinking about hitting you, sis. That magnesium. This man got an ulcer. I ain't want to talk about. I guess I ain't gonna go into some health issues. That magnesium. I thought about you today. Send that I got hit with that magnesium. I was googling. I think it's something good for the inner line or something. But send me some of that magnesium. Anything else for that? I'm doing some stress for that ulcer. 804 South 17th Avenue, Maywood, Illinois, Hampton House. I had a flashback of that discussion about that magnesium, sis. Yeah. Wow. Freemont's Conrad. Go ahead, Conrad. Don't just tell me about them. Send them to me. Fremont, welcome to Fremont Radio.
Fremont, Fremont. Listen, I had to chime in. You basically, Tim Fred, on what you was just saying about, different things we read at different times. I just want to make a comment. Everybody can eat Chinese food. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And if people have heard that expression from you before, they know exactly what you talked about.
Yes.
Some people eat Chinese food, they go away thinking they Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about, like you read the Bible and stuff, you know that during slavery, they had what they call bowdlerized slave Bibles that gave the whole interpretation of how black people, the slaves, the Africans have to, be total loyalty to the master, the white master, the slave owner, and otherwise they couldn't get to heaven. That was their, that was what they were here for. To whatever the master wanted to do, whether kill them and their children, rape, molest them, sell them, whatever the master want to do to your black ass is acceptable. You know what I'm saying? You have to any rise up that you did was, it was a sin.
Yes.
It was a sin.
Yes.
And, I to get to a heaven with white people and blind angels, know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to point that out. But the main reason I called is to say what a powerful Father's Day that was. Now, I'm not saying bad stuff don't happen. All kinds of shit happens, and I'm not gonna go into it. But to make this not happen, make this trip not happen,
Yes.
make it not be successful. But in spite of everything that happened, man, I mean, despite all odds, we made it happen. And I appreciate your leadership, Chairman, to carry us through that, not to major and minors, that I do a lot, and not to, get subjective or get caught up in what somebody said or what somebody did or didn't do. But this is our goal, to get to the cemetery, to give honor and respect to Chairman Fred, and, some other things, that people needed to know about in that area. And I'm going to tell you, it's not even to mention it's not two Bethel cemeteries, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I want to say this, too. If you Google Bethel Cemetery, the image of the gravestone with the metal covering on it is right there. That's the first thing that come up when you Google. So next year, ain't nobody got no excuse for going. But those of you that missed it or didn't miss it, August 30th is Chairman Fred's street party. And everybody in the whole wide world know at 12 noon, we assemble at 2337 West Chairman Fred Hampton Way. Some people call it the old name, West Monroe. But the people that declared this Chairman Fred Hampton Way, and that's the site of the assassination of Chairman Fred Hampton and Defense Captain Mark Clark from Peoria, Illinois. But I want to say I'm going to go to a church song now, because we did hear a little of that on the way. It was a great getting up morning, going to that, the cemetery, going to Haynesville, Louisiana. And I was just so proud and honored. And, man, it was just it was a spiritual and a physical awakening. And it's like, man, we got to keep this fight going.
Yeah.
We got to let the children see. We got to make sure our history is told right. Well, that's history. That was back in the day. But it's the repeat of how they continue to mistreat us over and over. And we're the only ones that can stop it. We're the only ones. I don't care how you think you could praise, sing, and all of that stuff. But that's nice, But the real deal is we have to start fighting in our own interest. As you say all the time, Chairman, fighting for self-determination, control over our own black lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, I'm still full, full, like they say, full with the spirit. But it was beautiful. It was a wonderful experience. And I just see people that persevered through that. And I got to thank everybody. And I'm not going to mention no names because my memory ain't good. Everybody know that. But I got to thank everybody that supported us in one way or another to get down there to make that trip happen. And we had some last-minute shit that had to be done.
Yes.
And it got done.
Yes.
It's people you ain't talked to, and I don't know how long, you come and say, look, we need this. Boom, there it is.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, it was such a beautiful thing. Because people say, black people ain't going to do this. They don't want to be free. I mean, black people, everybody, so many people just came through and made it happen.
Yeah.
And again, I refuse to mention the names because I know I'll leave somebody out. But it just brought tears and joy to my eyes and to my heart to see how people say, okay, can you get over here and take this? And it was so powerful. And even as we talked about different things, like we came into an area in the Midwest, but he had this, I'm going to exaggerate people, 1,000-foot tall cross.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Coming into that heavy Bible belt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To let you know what kind of country we're going into. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you were saying, Cherry, damn, Chicago fucked up. But it's some fucked up places that we try to put out of our heads where they killing. They lynching niggas every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. Because they don't know about all of it. Because people don't want to talk about it. It's a fear. It's a fear. Some people have and they are not going to be going. I don't care how tough they pretend to be. It's, man, I'm telling you, this was a beautiful, a great event that let people shine through that you wouldn't even expect or know. And thank you to the drivers and everybody that did something, to make this event a success. But again, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., I got to commend you because you carried us through some sticky situations. I mean, sticky for real.
Yes.
And everybody can't do that. Like that dumb shit people say, oh, everybody a leader. You'll be a leader. You could be a hell to the no. They can't. Everybody can't do that. They could have been fighting on the bus, quitting. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay here. I ain't going to ride on the bus, on the van no more. I say the van. Ride on the van. All kind of shit could have broke through. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, people dug in, did what we had to do. Even in that swampland. Man, I'm just so proud of us. I don't know what to do. And I am really honored to be on the advisory board, not just in name, but in practice of the Black Panther Party Cubs.
We honored and humbled to have you on the advisory board. That was a phenomenal move, and we don't take. Again, I just want to reiterate our revolutionary appreciation. Like you said, so many people came through. Let me say this. I always say we should have a wall of fame and a wall of shame. Let me make sure I get credit to these criminals. Let me make sure I get credit to these criminals also. That's Chicago van rentals. Chicago van rentals, 773-800-9898. They rent us. They cut the van up on us. We're gonna be keeping y'all posted. You can go to their website, www.chicagovanrentals. Yep, www.chicagovanrentals.com. Hit the website, put your comments on there, how you heard about the racism and the horrible products that they rent out. You know what I'm saying? Repost it, put it out there. So we need to know about, again, the wall of fame and the wall of shame. And these jokers should definitely be known. So again, these criminals, they played a major thorn in, in attempting to mess this whole move up.
Yeah.
Sister Nyoka, the address you asked me for the Hampton House is at 804 South 17th Avenue, Maywood, Illinois. 804 South 17th Avenue, Maywood, Illinois, 60153. That's the Hampton House. I definitely give Mother Cook Come Radio your love and greetings, no doubt about it. Yes, indeed. I want to follow up too. Again, as Minister people always say, without the people, revolution is impossible. And this is not just a trip. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how important this annual move is, everything's political. This is the grave site in which law enforcement still shoot up Chairman Fred's tombstone every year. They like clockwork. They don't need no flyers. They like clockwork. So we got a bulletproof casing over it. But this trip here, you know what I'm saying? I'm hesitant to start naming names myself, but the people, those who were there and not there physically. We had a free breakfast on 63rd right up at the church over there. Pastor Arrington and Pastor David, phenomenal. The free breakfast, people came out everywhere. The children, everybody ate. You know what I'm saying? On the Black Panther Party under Chairman Fred. We made a few more moves. Spoke with a couple of more events. Hit the road. Brother Everett, 10 tones down. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we needed, you know what I'm saying, man, get on so Felicia and others, you know what I'm saying, on the phone calls, Cassandra, people who wasn't there. Like, that's one of the things I tell you never know about struggle, all the people that's involved in it, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to say right on, and definitely the Black Panther Party Cubs, the comrades, the youth troops, you know what I'm saying, the trip, you know what I'm saying, the road. Cuz, Rachel, man, no question, man, touchdown, got here, what needs to be done, moving and grooving, man, again, man, Ross, the drivers, man, Toya, everybody, man, the field marshal, go without saying, you are truly a selfless comrade, you know what I'm saying, who ain't tripping over no, you know what I'm saying, no acknowledgement, but it's important that people acknowledge that, because we need inspirational things. That sister told me the other day, she said her nephew had a birthday, a graduation. She said her brother could have very well took care of it, but when she done it, that you can see the impact, how you say my auntie done this, you know what I'm saying? And people need, like, and stuff you take for granted, different examples take in your life, contrast of men and women, you'll take for granted that you just don't, like man, you see certain things, like nutrients, like, I catch myself like, damn, I was me and Most Def, y'all seen Baby was laughing, he said his cousin said, well, a lot of people, think water's in coffee, and so I drink water, you know what I'm saying? But you negate like the importance of water or sun, and and like it's important also to see different images and different um, have been impacted by different people in your life, their frame of reference, because you'll take for granted. All people know this, and you think people just can, they raise themselves, and it's so when we talk about these trips and it's in struggle. Struggle is important. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell you that people, when you spoil people, spoil children, when you struggle, it builds character. You know what I'm saying? You, to see where you at. You know what I'm saying? You need those contested conditions. You know what I'm saying? And it's important then to have something you can relate to, and to get there. And it may not. I told them yesterday. I say, now I had to correct a brother who actually, get the resource to get the van. He said, man, I know you tired, champ. He said, I ain't done nothing this weekend. I said, whoa, watch your mouth, Mo. Well, I say, brother, you done a lot this weekend, man. I say, man, do you know the impact of the people, man? I say, James Amos, who played James Evans in Good Times, his grandparents' house was a layover for Garveyites. For those who know what a layover is when Garvey, when he going state to state. In Indiana, Garvey, the UNIA, they organized this. See, Malcolm X's parents, they were Garveyites. And see, when you move and you take for granted, people can stay in hotels, they have places to live at, they getting food. No. I can't tell you how many couches people in the, man, last minute I pull in. I'm pulling in. Something just happened. I'm right here. Minnesota, you all over the world. You know what I'm saying? One-way tickets. I got to get back. I got to be back. I got to check back in. People who have come through, I can't remember all their names, but the impact that played, that's you see, war can be more simply assessed, you know what I'm saying? That really can't be simply assessed, but a little bit more. You can say, okay, you got your two warring factions, and they're fighting. Revolution, the mass and participation of the masses of the people, the role of the bumblebees, you know what I'm saying? The bamboo sticks that they gotta be carved out, and the bumblebees come out of the bamboo sticks in Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't get the bamboo sticks carved out correctly, that the bumblebees can't do their thing and come out when the American soldiers come through. The prostitutes in Vietnam, if the gang got the razor blades passed to them the right time, they made a commitment. Ain't no American soldiers getting up in the morning. All these are different dynamics. That you need the connections of different dynamics. The climate, the music, the trips, and like we say, we talk about fighting. You negate certain things. We did a whole bunch of church songs and on the ride there. And see, these are different apparatuses. And Rachel said it was so bad when she walked down to one corner. She said, "Man, God, just give me a sign. Let me know it was something." She said, "Some street." She said, "Right there, it's on the same street. It's a street she grew up on." And she remember that street. And we can get into a whole thing that this going too metaphysical. We ain't. Let's see. The question be, like, a lot of people try to attack Chairman Fred with the different organizations. He said, no. See, the deal is a lot of people the guns, the Park Panthers with the guns. Not the question of that. It's the question of how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? The contradictions. You know what I'm saying? Religion. See, Reverend Nat Turner was on a tour. The white lady, she was like, "This is a nice pastor. He going around." Her brother said, "No, hold up." She said, "What you mean? I thought you wanted to spread the good word." He says a different sort of response when he says, he could say the same verse, the same chapter. He said, but they changed rather different when he say them words. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like when the other buck sitting out there. He said, boy, they calmed down. He said, and they couldn't nail him to the. He said, why should we stop him? We whip him? What? No, he's saying the Bible. But it's you know what I'm saying? You come in, you see, you're hiding the contradictions. See, the state didn't have no problem with motherfuckers having no guns in the black community. Then the Black Panther Party started politicizing the people. Most say, well, man, on one position, motherfuckers like, yeah, keep them guns out there. That's some cool shit. Them niggas they handle that business for. They used to, next thing you know, used to say, hold on, man. It's after Denzel Down shit happened. We went back over there in Richmond. Man, these motherfuckers kind of, the guns was always pointing in a different direction. The motherfuckers holding them kind of different. Well, hold on, what's happening? Now the gun is a problem. Now we got to come with the money for that, for the Panther bill. You know what I'm saying? You get no problem with these different, you know what I'm saying, the street organizations. Okay, yeah, okay, the Double Disciples, the Disciples. Now you start to, what the fuck, the Black Disciples, the Free Breakfast Program, the Vice Lords, the Free Medical Center, the Black Stone, the Black Peace Stone, the Rainbow Coalition. Whoa. Now we have a problem here. See what I'm saying? And when you hiding the contradictions. It's a different dynamic. James Brown at one period, like, oh yeah, Nixon said, come on, bring him in. That nigga talking black and I'm proud. H.R. Brown went down and hollered at him. It's a different dynamic. And you have to seize the time and put stuff in context. You know, say, okay, man, this is a pro or a con. You have to seize the time, put this correct context, y'all. And that's what we're talking about, you know. Revolutionary periods, hiding the contradictions, y'all. We live and direct on Freedom on Radio. Make sure y'all get y'all account. We talking about some stuff I really don't even talk dealing with before. Because upcoming August 30th, I'll let y'all know for sure probably next week though. Gonna tie some more things in, like with the Chairman Fred street party and some events with the basketball players. Basketball, I think 26, 27. I'll keep y'all detail on that, you know what I'm saying? Now, 2 weeks, another situation, you might hear me say, man, I ain't got time talking about that shit, but now so we're going to be tying into the street party. Also, while it's on my mind and my heart, let me give out a revolutionary condolences, club and community condolences. The Shaka King, the director of Judas and Black Messiah, his mother, matter of fact, Toya here, I sent you a picture. Toy, I think I see you watching. I need a picture printed out. That's me and Shaka King and his mother. I got to take it to the memorial service. It's in New York, the 25th. 25th is Sunday, I believe. I need that picture printed out for me. I sent you that picture. I need that printed out. Yes, indeed. Miss Longstreet, Tony Longstreet. Thank you so much. She said I got it printed out for me. I sent you that picture. I need that printed out. Yes, indeed. Miss Longstreet. Tony Longstreet, thank you so much. She said, we gotta go live with them lamps, them Panther lamps. She's go next to the couch, the Hampton House, the couch there. Yes, indeed. We live and direct on the Freedom Radio, Intellectual Radio, everybody tuning in with it. And there was yes, please.
Also, no names, but I have to thank Stephen Lynn.
Oh man.
Alicia.
Yes.
Comrade Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so many people outside somehow, but I had to, say those names.
No doubt.
People that help me come through in the tight, and even when it ain't a tight. I just wanted to
yes,
shout
indeed.
out.
No doubt. Definitely. I'll reiterate those names again. And Big Rise, I don't know if you listening, brother. Man, your role, nephew, capital P, go this man, go shout my nephew on the capital P, on Instagram, capital go to K, capital P, and man, Stephen Lee, I'm talking, man, shout out to him, his lady, I'm talking holding it down, man. Hey, when we say the cemetery with Chairman Fred, this ain't no, this ain't no site out there to open. It's back up in the woods. And they hold it down. I'm talking, man. And you can get lost quick. Bethel Cemetery down there, man. And man, he come through like a trooper all the time. And everybody, this other brother, Big Rise, his mother. I'm talking about, man. Big Rise told me a story, and just really re-emphasized about the impact of how impactful was a child, different stuff. He said, my first time meeting this brother. He embraced us, made sure we was good. I'm talking about, man. He came, man, on deck. He said he recalled in the house and his father coming in the house. He said he had a hat like you be wearing. He said, he said they call it, I said apple. He said he had a apple. He said, matter of fact, I still got that hat. He said, I'm gonna show it to you. Come to my house. He said he had a leather jacket. He said, I remember him coming in the house and like beating his fist was balled up. He said they done killed them Panthers. They killed them Panthers. They killed them Panthers. He said, I remember him saying that. My mother was there. He said, I don't know. He said, that stuck with me. He said, then later on in school, they were telling him to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. He said, I just didn't feel it. My father, him saying it, he said, I just did not feel it. He said, I couldn't, I stood there. They called the house. My mother called he said, that's why I worried about my parents. I worried about what's going to happen. He said, he came home, his father said, just go on, get it over with, man. Go on, stand up. He said, go back to school. He couldn't do it. He said, I just stood there. I stood there. I couldn't say the Pledge of Allegiance. I couldn't move. No, I couldn't move. He said, then they called again. His father said, damn it. If he don't want to do it, leave him alone. He said, he ain't up with it, leave him alone. He said, it was him when he came in. He said, they killed them Panthers, December the 4th, 1969. Then the brother took me some of our people, our comrades, they was stuck cemetery. I'm talking about, man, they was stuck down in the pitch dark down south. And man, big rise in there, man. We get down there, man. In that capital P, man, Comrade Cool Ross, the whole crew, man, the film like the youth tree, everybody held the line, man. We got him out. He took me to his house. His daddy's hat. Told me his daddy's hat. You know sticks in your mind. Keep that in mind, y'all. We live direct on Freedom Radio, and we got to give Mother Comrade. Y'all look at the video, man. The testimony she gave us, man. Right about it. The chairman, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the chairman gonna be 75 years old. It's August 30th. We don't take it for granted. You know, we say we like strong oak. We just don't be able to get her down there like that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of battles, man. We don't take for granted, y'all. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel.
You know, old Rachel, old cuz come through. Yes, indeed. And, man, love and respect, y'all. A hell of a day. I think I got a call in queue. Love and respect, Mother Comrade, advisory board of the Black Panther Party, cuz. Cool and Jerry, formerly known as Deborah John. You said something? You call him?
Yeah, we have a caller queue.
Fremont. Welcome to Fremont Radio.
Good evening, sir. How are you this evening?
I'm well in this end. And you, who we have here?
Princess from Lawndale.
Okay, right on, sister. Right on. Good, okay, good to hear your voice. Princess Shaw from Lawndale, that's the west side of Chicago, for those who are not familiar. Bring us to the speed. I know you both came on a few weeks ago. We've been phone tagging with each other. Some things you got going on in the Lawndale area. And that's the history on that. The Lawndale, that's what hard. A lot of the Black Panther.
I know my mom, my grandparents were, so I always heard the story, but I was born in Lawndale. I came up with the word Lawndalian, which means that basically Lawndale as a whole. When I was growing up, I never heard of North and South Lawndale. And so my grandparents moved in Lawndale in 1952, so they've seen everything. And so then I was always told stories of what was going on, as a child coming up. And so that just kind of stuck with me. My grandmother was like a huge historian, and she was, as I say back in the day, precinct captain. So she knew everything that was going on her block, and maybe 3 or 4 blocks north, south, east, and west. And I was born and raised on Grand Town, Pulaski, 3900 blocks.
Okay.
So they seen it all, right?
Right on.
So from them having Jewish neighbors to the black people moving in, they were the first black people to move in on their block. And I remember them always telling me, like, man, their neighbors was always like, oh, there goes the neighborhood. They started moving out. They moved in on the block. So, and then all the way back to the land contracts, I know about that. You know what I'm saying? Where if they missed one payment, my grandfather worked 2 jobs to make sure they didn't miss any payment. He used to work at the railroad. He didn't have a high school diploma, but he knew how to get out there and make things work. There were trades in the schools, so he learned a couple of trades, and that's what tied him over. And they moved up here from Batesville, Mississippi, and, the rest is history, as they would say. But just seeing that from the story that I've heard to now, it's a lot of still systematic BS that's going on, and that's what I'm working on. At the end of the day, I'm tired of seeing it. Right? I have 3 kids that I'm raising in Lawndale, and I'm just tired of seeing it. You know, it's nothing on the plate for us. Everything is, developers are coming in, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. All these broken promises, and I'm just tired of seeing it. So what we're doing is a small collective where we're just trying to work towards something where we make sure that we're sitting at the table and at all tables, and if the table is not made for us, and we're making our own, and we're making sure they come to our table from this point on. Because it's sad that in Lawndale alone, we still have so many vacant lots. And you have people that lie to the community and say, oh, we have 3,000 lots, knowing doggone well they're not promising them lots to developers that's going to come in and gentrify and change the neighborhood, and appease and, work for them because they only care about themselves. So, I was having a funny conversation with someone the other day, and he said, this is about our freedom. I said, are we really free? Because at the end of the day, we still have people that are very similar to our history. And my grandmother was really huge in that. She said history always repeats itself. And I feel like at some point right now, when history repeats itself with some of these elected officials that we have in office, they're keeping us out of the mix. As long as it's them and they all right, that's all they care about. So that's what I'm working on in Lawndale, just making sure that we have an equal playing field. And it's the smallest things, right? Like from what I'm hearing and from what I've heard, there were little things that went a long way. So I've taken the initiative of taking on, making sure that our seniors don't keep being soft predators to these developers that are coming in, promise them to do stuff on their cribs. I just helped a young lady out, and I call them young ladies because they like that better than seniors, or I call them my elders. But the lady was walking around, someone gave me a call, man, this lady over here, she's tripping, 80 years old. This 80-year-old lady has been paying all full taxes for the last 10, 15 years and did not know that
You went out, sister. Say it again. You went out. Say it again, sister. You went out for me. You say it again.
Sure, I said it was a young lady. She sat up here. She's 80 years old, and I call all my lovely elders young ladies because they like hearing that.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening, everybody in the neighborhood was like, she's angry, this and the third, don't talk to her.
Yeah.
I talked to her, built that relationship with like, what seems to be going on? Come to find out, she's been paying full taxes on her house that she bought back in 1940 something in the Lawndale area and was afraid of losing it. Had no idea. No one told her about a senior exemption.
Man, yeah.
No one told her that she could be getting money. This lady's right now going to get back right at $50,000.
Right on, sis.
And that lady told me, she said, oh, okay. I said, I'm not looking for not one dime.
Right.
I said, you spend it on yourself, and I don't want anything back from it.
Yeah.
But it's just little things like that. We got to start the village again. And we're not.
Yeah. Right on. Is it okay? Other things.
And the only other thing I'm working on, like we were discussing, is about the Light Up Lawndale that I do.
Yes.
But it's just about, bringing unity and community together. Like I said, this year is going to be in December, like it is every year, and then we normally keep the lights up until like MLK Day.
Okay.
In recognition for him, because he did sing in Lawndale as well.
Yeah.
But it's just a representation of the community. Why do we have to continue to go downtown to see beautiful lights on Christmas trees?
Yeah.
Or even around trees when we got beautiful trees in our own backyard? So I was told by many people, oh, it's a dumb idea, don't do it. I went ahead and went out there on the limb because I'm optimistic. And for the last 2 years to this year is going to be the third year, we've been lighting up Lawndale. So when people come into the community, they don't have to hear the same old riffraff and BS that they always say, oh, it's a bad neighborhood. Don't go over there. You might do this. You might do this. So for just at least about a month and a half, people are able to see something nice in the neighborhood. And a lot of people have been coming back like, man, that cheers me up during the holiday. I lost a loved one, or I just was feeling down. But, it's about making sure that we understand where the power lies, and that power lies with the people. And I get so sick and tired of people that have been conditioned to think that they don't have power.
Yeah. How do other people, seniors or better, or elders or young ladies and young men, how do they get in? How do they get in contact with you? Especially, I know a lot of that sector of our people. A lot of them might not be social savvy either. Social media savvy. So how do they get in contact with you though?
Oh, that's nothing. I have a business number 773
Okay.
822
Okay.
2520. They can call it
Get,
at any time.
say
I'll
say
say it again. 773
773
822
822
2520.
2520. Princess Shaw, in particular with the elders or the young ladies and young men, over there in Lawndale. It's West Side, it's a historical area. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that you might think, you might take for granted or draw a foregone conclusion they already know about. I mean, like, just even them paying taxes, foreign taxes, I know, a senior exemption, stuff like that, or some food drop offs, or some toiletries that need to be get off. You know what I'm saying, or an event that's coming down. Like, the white people make a joke about it, but the white people be having them bingo games. Like, that impacts their social interaction, their life. You know what I'm saying? Just to even be around people. You know what I'm saying? So we might, so let us know we want to work with you on something like, I don't know, some chess boards, get some youngsters go to touchdown. And it's reciprocal. Where a lot of youngsters can get some information from them. You know what I'm saying? Some history. I want to invite you and everybody else out too.
Oh, yeah. And just so,
Go ahead.
now I mean, it's virtual, but yeah, we're taking our youth next week. We got about 10, 12 youth, and we could probably use some help with buses, but we're taking them down to city council, right? And I've already made those moves where they're going to have a spot where they can come in, they can learn about city council, they're going to be fed for the day. And this is the next city council meeting, which is going to be July 19th. So I just implore anybody that just want to bring some youth down there, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Understand.
Let's do it. That's good. That's
because a lot of these young people have great ideas.
Yeah. That's right on. That's right on. Cause that's right on. They say them schools used to have what they call them civic classes. You there? Where people they knew like the different dynamics of like ordinances and laws, and you know what I'm saying. And I tell you, we feel like it don't have nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying. And them youngsters, they going downtown for different for different reasons. That was y'all know downtown. They come on down, you know what I'm saying, and sit down and listen to this, and to be able to see these people. Because I tell them they don't see all of them different people until they to a parade or something happen. I'm sure I got a campaign. I'm so fed up with this joke in his 15th ward. Raymond Lopez. I'm about to run for damn office. I need somebody to run for this criminal, man. This racist painting. That's gonna be our next. That's our next painting we doing. Our next show. This garbage he got over on 58th and Wood. This nonsense. This chump hate black and Mexican people. Though, Raymond Lopez. I mean, man. This is man. Even 4 blocks east. No, 4 blocks. 4 blocks east, it's It's murals of black people. That's 16th ward over there with Coleman over there. They got murals. Even picture Chairman Fred over there. Some black. The 15th ward though. This clan. I mean, it's some. It's an insult. You know what I'm saying? How you treats and deals with black people in particular. So, people need to call that. The youngsters. Matter of fact, let me get on top of this. We trying to get a van too. We gonna get out. We on July 19th. The Black Panther Party, we want to get some youth roll down there with y'all too. Though we come on down and see. That's good to come on down to see it, because a lot of people think they can go down there and go for and push stuff, and you know what I'm saying. And our children and people don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying. But I'm with that. That's okay. So July 19th, right on. That's right on. And I would just invite you all out too. We having a groundbreaking for the we gonna have another the Hampton House gardening. We're gonna annex to it, addition to it, from the Hampton House. We'll also have that annex to it. Gonna be right over here on 1100 South 11th Avenue in Maywood, Illinois. We're gonna be doing that. You know what I'm saying? July 1st, I think 12 to 2. Told the brother Everett, we talking about getting the ice cream truck out there for the children. Some others, that's kind of funny going to the ice cream truck, because Chairman Fred, he locked them up, gave him a case about giving ice cream to the children. So it's gonna be a good move. I might say that for August 30th though. So let's do that. I'm thinking about that. But yeah, but July 19th, and then the lights. I like the idea, the work you're doing, sister. You know what I'm saying? You always you always have an outlet right here. Feel free to call in with us anytime. That's Princess Shaw. Give us your contact information again.
Sure. My contact information again is going to be area code 773-822 2520, and I do have a website too. So it's
Please.
www.lightupLawndale.com. And then the next thing we need to make sure we talk about too is how these systems are broken, because that's what I've been fighting against too, is this riot fest thing. And in Lawndale, riots was what tore down our community. And now they're allowing a festival to come in there for the last 7 years. I kid you not, they've been making money hand over fist. And
What?
the only thing we were able to do, they've been making at least somewhere from like 12 to maybe, I'm going to say $50 million off of Douglas Park. And if I show you these pictures in the basement, it looks like a horror movie down there. And the only answer they keep giving us from the Chicago Park District to the city, even to the gentleman I've spoken with, the event coordinator, George Herrera, myself, say, hey, tell the park that you want to send us money to the basement so we can get it redone.
Yeah.
He told me, the park district told me it goes to a general fund, and it goes to all of 600 parks on the west side area. I'm sorry, it don't even come back to the west side. We don't even know where that money comes.
Let's get.
But this man comes over there, gives $2 million to he gets a 90% discount to use our park.
Yeah.
Not to mention that it's 2 hospitals. One of them is a trauma hospital, and nine times out of 10, when they having this festival, they can barely get down Ogden Avenue to get that person to the hospital.
Have his phone
There's
number.
a lot of corrupt stuff going on. That's why I say
Have his phone number.
How we free when this stuff is still happening?
That's right. Have his phone number on deck. We gonna do him. I made the talk. Him exposed to this criminal 15th Ward Raymond Lopez, some other issue. But have all that on deck for next week. And the history that we call the Riot Fest, and we the call. We gonna get some resources. The resources they're getting, like you just mentioned, should be allocated to. You said the trauma units or whatever. Have that on standby and ready to roll for next week, sis. And stay in contact with us. And man, I appreciate you. Y'all make sure www.lightupLawndale. Is that it?
Yes, sir. .org.
.org. Check
everything that we're doing.
His sis up and his elders, y'all get in contact. Right on, sis. Love and respect. Man, hold on. Any closing comments before I bring this call in?
No, I was just going to say, let's go ahead and work together.
Yes.
So we know the system is broken, but the way we got to do it, work together. And we can't have any backbiters or backstabbers, but we got to learn the system and then make the system work in our favor like everybody else does.
Don't let me forget about that. Stay on me about that July 19th. Don't let me forget about that. Let's stay in contact before the end. So right on. So right on. Thank you, sis. Right on. Free them all. Love and respect. Thank you. Right on. We got any more callers in queue? On the countdown.
Very much. Yeah, we have another call in queue.
Call, you might gotta be straight to the point. Free them all. Well, free them all.
Hello?
Yes, free them all. Welcome to Fremont Radio.
How you be, sir?
I'm well. We on. Oh, hey, give us what you hear us. Okay, I know you put that sister online with us. Let us know give her who she is, and I need y'all to come on deck with us next week for sure. So let us know. This at the closing, about 2 minutes at the closing. So give us a real quick intro who the sister is and what we can look forward to next week.
Okay, next week we're going to have hopefully Jasmine Smith, Miss Jasmine Smith. She's the co-chair for CC, and she's going to speak on behalf of what's going on in our city, as well as what has went on in the city in regards to, man, how these people and corruption has led to a fight that needs to be fought on all fronts by our people, man, because we stressing this whole Free 'em All initiative, and we want them all to come home ASAP.
Right on. Give us a website or something people can look at before next week. Give us a website or something, or Facebook, social media, or something. Fremont, are you there? Hello? Caller?
We lost the caller, Jimmy.
Okay. We CFIST, CFIST. That's gonna be next week. We coming in real deep next week, y'all. Make sure y'all don't corrupt Chicago band. They bogus. Put on saying the complaints up there. You heard about them. You know what I'm saying? We on the wall of fame and the wall of shame. We're gonna be talking about this continuous contradictions in this 15th war with Raymond Lopez. We're gonna talk about the situation on this Power District over here in Lawndale and so much other stuff, y'all. Again, revolutionary love and respect. The politics of fatherhood. Again, shout out Shaka King. His mother's passing. Keep y'all, this 25th. Keep us posted, y'all. Love and respect. Again, thank y'all to the comrades, to the community, to the people for this pilgrimage down to the Chairman Fred's grave site. Again, the spirit of making history, taking history, and taking history. Give us something to take us on out with. To the comrade, free them all.